interrupt this program for some breaking news. Stampin' Up's Bonus Days promotion starts January 6th and runs through February 2nd. You can earn a $5 coupon for every $50 you spend. There's no limit on the number of coupons you can earn in a single order. You'll get an email with each $5 coupon code. Be sure to keep these codes in a safe place. You can then redeem them from February 3rd through February 28th. Get your wish list ready for this exciting offer and earn bonus points on all your orders of $50 or more through February 2nd. We now return to our regularly scheduled broadcast. Hello, crafty friends. Happy New Year and welcome to my craft table. My name is Chris Reinhardt and I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator in Ormond Beach, Florida. Before we get started, I wanted to remind you that tomorrow is the big day. The January to April mini catalog, the new online exclusives, and 2 new kits will be available for you. As a demonstrator, I've had access to these products since, I think, November. That's a good perk, one of the perks of being a Stampin' Up demonstrator. The other is I get a 20% discount on all of my purchases. If you'd like to get early access and receive a discount on your purchases, hop on over to my website, chrisisstampin.com, and click on the join button for more details. Stampin' Up will also be updating the last chance list tomorrow, so be sure to take a look at what's been added. If you find something you like, you should put it in your cart now, because when it's gone, it's gone. Everything on the last chance list is while supplies last, and many of them are discounted, so you've got some good deals there. One more thing before we get started, I'd appreciate a like and subscribe if you wouldn't mind, and hit the bell so you'll be notified when I post a new video. Okay, on to today's card. We'll be using the Friendly Foliage bundle. I'll be using other products as well, but this is the star of the card. And I wanted to let you know that the dimensions will be at the end of the video and also in the video description. So you don't need to take notes while we're crafting along here. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. You can see my messy desk. This is the card we're going to be making today. I really think it's pretty. Okay. What we need is our 8.5 by 5.5 Very Vanilla, and we score that at 4 1/4 and burnish that well. I use Very Vanilla thick cardstock. I like the thick for bases. Okay, on top of that, we're going to have another Very Vanilla, and it is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. But first, we're going to stamp something on here and then heat emboss it. Get my heat embossing toolkit out. We're going to be using a stamp from the Nature Symphony, this stamp here. It just adds a little texture. So we're going to stamp that in Versamark ink. Before we do that, we have to use our embossing buddy to wipe over the card. This takes away any oils from your fingers so that the embossing powder doesn't stick to that. And we're going to stamp it in a couple places. A lot of it will be covered up, so we just need just a few places to be stamped. Do one here. One there. It really doesn't matter where you stamp it. Okay. Now let's get the powder on there. And you can dump as much as you want because it's whatever's not used is going to go back in the jar. And if you get any stray powder, it looks like I have some right here. I'm going to brush that off. The rest of it looks pretty good. What's nice about this embossing toolkit, you can just pour the unused powder back in the jar easily. And I will brush out the stray powder later. And now we use the heat tool to heat it up. I've got mine plugged in. You want to turn it on, let it heat up for a little bit. And I like to start from the bottom first and then go around front. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear me over this, so I'm telling you this now before we start. And don't do it too long, just until it melts. You'll be able to see the change. Okay, here we go. That's pretty hot. And you keep moving. And these tweezers come in handy so you don't burn your fingers, because this heat gun gets very hot. I like to take a look at it and make sure there's no more powder. Looks like I got it all. I want to let it cool for a little bit. You see it warps a little bit. It's going to be going through the cut and emboss machine for our next step. Let me put this aside. Next, we're going to dry emboss it in the beautiful pattern 3D embossing folder. And what's nice about our embossing folder is it has this line at the bottom, so you can line it up so you know that your paper is in there straight, and run it through the embossing machine. And through the magic of television, through the magic of television, I have one already done. I'll do that one again later. Okay, so that is going to go on our card front, so we can glue that down now. Okay, I've put in a new bottle of glue, so we shouldn't be running out of glue today. That just never fails when you're filming something live. Something goes wrong. And last time it was I ran out of glue. Now this has just a small border. There we go. Next, we're going to be using our DSP, and this is from the Nature Walk collection. I really like this a lot. What we're going to do is we're going to be tearing all 4 edges, and I've started one already, so you don't have to watch me do another one live. What you want to do is you want to tear towards you so you get this white line. If you were going to tear away from you, you wouldn't see that white line, and that's what kind of makes it grungy looking. So I'll tear this last edge so you can see how it's done. Not much to it. We want to tear it to it's about 3.5 by 4, I believe. And then we can glue this down on an angle on the car front. Here we go. And see what I mean? You don't see a whole lot of our embossed gold embossing, but it's just enough to give it a little interest. All right, now next we're going to be doing our die cutting, and that's the leaves from the Friendly Foliage. And I've already stamped it in Old Olive, and I wanted to show you how you die cut it. The dies, you can do one of two ways. You can die cut it using just the outline, and when you do that, you still have the inner portions on the card. Or you can use both pieces, and this will die cut the insides out also. And this is what we're doing today. And I've got it taped down just to show you how it looks when you do that. You can also just die cut the outside first and then do the second piece, but I prefer doing them both at the same time. And again, through the magic of television, because that would take too long, I've got one already done. We're going to use the Textured Notes dies to die cut some of the shimmer paper, pastel shimmer paper. And we're going to glue that onto that paper. So we'll get that done now. You don't need to get everything in the middle, but definitely get the outside borders and a lot of the inside. You don't have to get every leaf. Oops, I just went off. A little bit of the stems. That seems to be good. And it's going to be centered on here. I like to put a block on that while I'm talking. What we're going to do next is we're going to stamp our sentiment. And I used the 3-banner punch for that. I used the middle one because it was a little longer than the top and the bottom one. One of them has a point facing out, one of them has the point facing in, and the middle one that's a little longer has both points facing in. So I have die cut that. I think this is ready. And we're going to stamp it in Pretty Peacock. I'm using this matte so that I get a good impression. With these photopolymer stamps, you really need to have something cushiony underneath. Okay, now we can see through these, so I can hopefully get it straight. If not, I have one already done. Let it set for a minute, well, not a whole minute. But you get the, oh, that's not too bad. It's not quite centered, but it'll work. And you know, while I've got that out, I think I'm going to stamp the inside greeting. And that was Hope You're Feeling Better. And that's also going to be in the Pretty Peacock. And it's going on our white layer that is 5 1/4 by 4. Okay, so we're done with the Pretty Peacock, but we might as well do one more stamping and then we'll be done with the stamping. I chose the leaves from the Friendly Foliage, this stamp right here. I thought that was kind of cute. Now on my sample, I did it this way. I think on this one, I'm going to do it at the bottom going horizontal. And then you can decide which way you like better. Ooh, I like that. Okay, we're done with the ink. So we can go ahead and put this in the inside of our card. This isn't too hard a card. Those of you that have never heat embossed, I know some of you might be a little afraid to do something like that, but it is really easy. So I suggest just practicing a little bit and you'll get the hang of it. There we go. There, we got the inside done. All right, what we're going to do now is we're going to put dimensionals on this. Grab my dimensionals. Need to start a new one. I like to get all four corners and one in the middle so it doesn't sag in the middle. Pull those papers off. And we are going to put this one on straight in the center. That looks about right. There we go. Now it's time for our sentiment that we stamped. We're going to add some ribbon to it. So I think we did this in our last card also. Just put a little tape on the back. We're going to zigzag our ribbon, making a little loop, and the tail. And then we're going to add some dimensionals to this as well. Make sure I'm still in frame. I like to put a little bit of the dimensional on the ribbon so it kind of holds it in place. Probably don't need 3, but since I'm going to hold the ribbon in place. Whoops, stuck to my nails again. Remove the backing. And we are just about done. I'm going to cut those tails a little bit. With my ribbon scissors. Remember, use the same scissors for your ribbon and only for ribbon. There we go. So there's our card. And you could add some gems, but I don't think it needs it. I think with the gold, that's enough sparkle, along with the ribbon has gold in it as well. And then our inside, hope you're feeling better soon. One thing I forgot to mention was I like to add Winkostella on the leaves. So what you can do is just paint that on the leaves. And again, that's a matter of preference. If you're sending it to a guy, you might not want to do that. You might not want the sparkle. But just go through and go over the leaves. Some or all. All is what I like. I love this stuff. You know what also would look good, now that I'm thinking of it, is if you wanted to splatter some old olive and pretty peacock on this before you glue it down. That always looks nice too, but there, that sparkle looks, I don't know if that shows up on the camera, but it looks nice. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you like this project. If you'd like to purchase any of the products used in today's video, visit my website, chrisisstampin.com, and click on the shop button. And remember, the new mini catalog, online exclusives, and 2 new kits come out tomorrow, along with new additions to the last chance list. See you next week. Until then, happy crafting.